So y'all, I went and watched. Oh bitch, I thought I heard somebody singing or something. I went and watched that movie Sinner with Michael B. Jordan, bitch. It was good and all. I'm just trying to make sure nobody looking at me while I'm trying to do it.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's a girl Cindy. Welcome back again to another video. I trust you guys are having a good time today. If you are new here, hi. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So here is the part 2 of my previous video. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna pin it in the comment section. You can please check it out. So in that video, the Latinos were crashing out that they were not represented in the Sinners movie. And I don't know if you have seen this movie. If you haven't seen it yet, please do well and see it because we are supporting our own. So this Latino guy right here, Matthew Torres, is calling Ryan Coogler out for not including Latinos in his movie The Sinners. That made other Latinos crashing out in the comment section saying, oh yeah, we were not represented. Now, the movie Telemundo, were black people represented in that movie? Did you all hear any black person comment on social media saying, oh, we were not represented? Of course, there was no drama from a black person or black people crashing out saying that black people were not represented. Nothing like that. I want us to please check this video from Matthew Torres, what he said about the movie Sinners, and of course, calling Ryan Coogler out. Check this video out.
I love the movie Sinners, but ... Part 1. There will be spoilers. I love the movie Sinners, but it's literally the plot of From Dusk Till Dawn. Two criminal brothers head down south to start new lives. While down south, they are trapped in a building that's in the middle of nowhere and they find themselves surrounded by vampires. One of the brothers is seduced by a beautiful vampire temptress and gets turned into a vampire. The other brother, who's a straight shooter, leads a group of survivors to survive the night until dawn. And throughout the movie, we have discussions about religion, faith, and family. In the final climactic battle of this movie, there's a huge fight between the survivors and the vampires. The Asian character in this movie sacrifices himself to protect their family. One of the characters in this movie who was turned begs their loved one to end their life, and with tears in their eyes, they do. And after killing all the vampires via sunlight, the only two survivors are the brother and the hopeful youth. The hopeful youth whose father was a preacher. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here because I follow people in the horror community. No one's talking about this. It's insane. There is one fucking movie that Sinners owes everything to, and it's not fucking Puss in Boots. It's goddamn From Dusk Till Dawn. And like, I'm not saying Nosferatu, Dracula, Sinners, From Dusk Till Dawn, but I will say that Ryan Coogler needs to firmly address that he was inspired by a Latin American vampire movie because we are owed our flowers. Also, Ryan, I saw that tamale story you put in the movie. Where's the fucking Latino extras? Come on, Ryan, you're so good at putting Latinos in your movie. What the fuck happened here? You don't put Latinos in the movie and you steal from the biggest Latino vampire movie? Come on, man, that's a bad look. I don't think this guy liked this movie at all. I think he might be a racist. Loving something does not excuse you turning a blind eye to its flaws. Acknowledging and discussing the flaws of something you love is healthy and leads to a better relationship. Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to be talking about how the vampires in the movie Sinners don't make any fucking sense. Have a magical day, everyone.
I want us to see another video from Matthew Torres, his reaction to the movie Black Panther. Stay with me, guys, because it is the switch for me. Check this video out.
Latinos, this is the movie we've been waiting for. This is the movie to finally see yourself on the screen as a freaking superhero. Namor and the Talocans are so freaking cool. I mean, honestly, think about it. When's the last time you've seen a big blockbuster movie and there's multiple Latinos and they're all badass and cool? Look, I've seen this movie twice and I can tell you with absolute certainty, any fears or doubts you have that they don't treat Latinos well, throw it out the window. Because Ryan Coogler treats Latinos with so much love. As far as I'm concerned, Ryan Coogler, we're gonna mail you your Latino card because you're one of us now. And in a future video, I'll go into more details. But there's so many little things that Ryan Coogler did to show his appreciation to Latinos. Cannot give this movie enough praise. As if you are Latino and you didn't appreciate the representation and homage to our indigenous heritage, you should probably do some soul searching. Black Panther Wakanda Forever gets a 5 out of 5. And gets my stamp of Best Superhero Movie of 2022. Have a terrific day, everyone.
Honestly, guys, it is the switch for me. The way he switched simply because Latinos were not featured in the movie Sinners. But here you are praising Ryan Coogler that he did so well. So what happened? Now, it is given you must feature us in your movies. That is what it is given. Latinos must be represented in any Black people's movies. So you can give your 5 stars. Anyways, you guys, I just want us to please see Black people's reaction to Matthew's videos because his video is trending on TikTok, like the way he called Ryan Coogler out. Check the videos out.
I know y'all did not get on this here app and complain about Ryan Coogler not putting more Latino representation in a movie about 1930s Mississippi. When the last time I feel like I seen real Afro-Latino and Latino representation was in a Disney cartoon animated movie called Encanto. You know what? I'm sorry, Encanto. That is the first movie or animated movie where I have truly seen a dark-skinned, curly-haired Latino. Because guess what? Afro-Latinos exist. As much as y'all try to deny y'all Blackness, we exist. But y'all want to cry about representation in a time where y'all wasn't in Mississippi. Like I said, I could have seen if the movie was in Texas. I would have gave y'all some leeway because Texas was Mexico before it was colonized. See, the difference between y'all and us, we know our history. Especially our history in the US of A. Open a fucking book before you start complaining and crying about stupid shit.
I don't understand what the fuck is going on here with Sinners. Latino community saying that they weren't represented. If memory serves me correctly, didn't Ryan Coogler put y'all in Black Panther too? Did you guys go out and support that movie? When do you guys ever put Black people in your own shit? When do you ever put Black people in telenovelas? Unless they're fucking slaves. Y'all don't even represent your fucking own. And by your own, I mean Afro-Latinos. Since when is it Black people's responsibility to make sure that you're seen? I'm seeing First Nation comments on it. I'm seeing North Asian. So again, I present the question to you guys. When are we ever represented in your movies and your shows? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Why are other groups of people always demanding that Black people be the representation for their group? I saw Raheem say that, I think that's his name, and I thought that was so powerful. When a lot of these people who are speaking are anti-Black racists themselves, but whenever something goes good that we're happy about, that we're talking about, that we're represented in, that is for us, by us, you always have other groups of people coming in saying, well, why weren't Hispanics in there? Well, why weren't white people in there? And why weren't these people in there? And when he said that, that shit touched me. When he said, why are other groups of people always demanding that Black people represent their group when you can do the same thing that these Black creators are doing? Why don't you be the representation for your own group and stop worrying about why Black people aren't representing for you? It's not our job to do that. And to be honest with you, a lot of you are racist and anti-Black anyway. We're not even represented in your art, nor do Black people demand that we be represented in your art that you're talking about for your people. Now, Matthew Torres missed the mark when he said that Ryan Coogler completely ripped off From Dusk Till Dawn and didn't give any homage or pay any homage to the influence that the movie had on his movie Sinners. But if you look at some of the interviews that he did, if you just do a little bit of research, Torres, you would see that he said he was inspired by the movie. So what's the problem?
I want to talk about Sinners. There's going to be spoilers. I'm giving you about 3 seconds to scroll. Okay. I want to talk about the Asian representation in Sinners. And what that signified and the truth that it held. You know, the Asian family, they owned 2 stores, I believe, in a very segregated part of Mississippi. We know that to be true. They be owning businesses even today. They had good relationships with the black people, and majority of their businesses are in areas where it's majority black people. Just like right now, they own all the salons that be in the hood. They don't be owning no businesses in them little white neighborhoods. Majority of the ones that gave them business are black people, like today. However, as soon as something got a little sticky and inconvenient, the wife gonna call the devil in to essentially screw everybody up because her husband's out there, despite the fact that homeboy's brothers out there, a lot of their loved ones out there, they're realizing, like, we got to give it till sunset so we can go somewhere. We cannot go out there right now. We cannot leave the Jew right now. They could have threw her out. I'm not going to lie. When I was watching that film and I seen that she was hesitant about going or whatever she was going to do, was like, they need to throw her out. Because I didn't trust her. I didn't trust her. I wanted them to throw her ass out because I didn't trust that she wouldn't say, come in. But she didn't. They closed the door just for her to get all mad, whatever. Come in here. You're putting a war on everybody else and you're willing to die and have everybody else die for you. The irony of that is the people that make these Asian businesses profitable, majority of these black communities, the slightest inconvenience, they're willing to throw them under the bus. Do you guys get that? And how problematic that is. It's crazy. They integrate, they become a part of these communities, right? But they're the ones that make them profitable, make their businesses boom. The main ones, they are willing to separate themselves, throw them under the bus. They don't care what happens to them, sacrifice them to the freaking devil to ultimately have what they want. Crazy.
Am I the only one that thinks it's weird and also funny that the only time non-black communities holler about representation is when the black community does something that showcases their representation and their ancestry? I saw a comment of a young lady that said that we can't even get ate up by vampires in peace. Because you got white folks walking out the movie, you got black church folk with their old Christianity bull crap, and then you got the Latinos talking about they should have been represented. Represented where? Y'all wasn't in the Delta, Mississippi in 1932. Less than 1% of y'all lived in the Delta. Now, if y'all want representation, create your own movie. Talk about your own ancestry. Because did y'all go in that booth 5 months ago and represent us? You did not. So, create your own movies and talk about your own heritage, okay?
I watched Sinners, and I'm not so sure if I'm the one to speak on this, but one of the many lessons I learned from it is there's so much power in shutting the fuck up. Come on in! What are you doing? Shut up. Why is your vengeance and anger so much more important than your solidarity to the black community who has been there for you, who has uplifted you since the very beginning? Oh, it's because you're only willing to participate if you profit off of them. As a store clerk. Now, there's a lot of history there. But suddenly, the moment you're oppressed, the moment your proximity to whiteness widens, you're willing to throw everyone who has supported you under the bus to get your piece? Look at you. That being said, I'm gonna shut the fuck up now.
Y'all, so I talked on this subject yesterday about sinners, right? So let's talk about the Asian people that was in the movie, right? So y'all remember when he went into town and he went to the store, right? So he met the man there, right? So mind you, didn't y'all see how big the store was? It was a nice size store, right? So he tells the daughter to go call your mom. So the mama was what? Working behind the register at the other store. So it looks like they had two nice size stores in these southern communities where the black people stayed at, right? So wouldn't it be like they showing us a clue of how the Asian people just came in and started building up? They started small and begin to blow up throughout the southern area, right? So then y'all remember in a part of the movie, she was looking like she wanted to go with her husband, right? And y'all remember when he wanted to be hard-headed and he seen what just happened, right? And he wanted to go his ass out there to that effing co. And the spirit ended up getting attacking him as well, right? So y'all remember when he came back to like the club part and the wife was looking all crazy like she wanted to go. Then have like fast forward to like the middle part when she went to screaming and hollering, let her effing ass go, right? When she went to doing all that hollering, she wanted to go with him anyway. So you mean to tell me it's just to show you how we just let people in, right? We show people everything, we let them in, they turn their backs on us. And not just with the Asian community, every culture did that to us, every culture. And let's talk about the Asian community, because a lot of y'all might get mad, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we've been going to these nail shops for years and centuries, right? Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about how we done paid these people car notes. We done paid their houses off. We done sent their kids through nursing schools, through doctor school, to get their doctor's degree and all, right? Let's talk about it. How these people done build up in the communities. Black people still don't have nothing. We still centuries behind. Let's talk about it. Is they sending a warning of how the Asians started here in the South and just blew up all of a sudden? Let's talk about it. But this the point. But a lot of people probably get mad, oh, I still go to the nail shop. But if you go, that's on you. Let's just talk about how these people done made millions and billions of dollars off of us, but we still going there. And this another thing. The nail company done changed so much to where the fucking press-on nails done updated so much to where you wouldn't even know it's press-on. So y'all still going to the nail shop? Learn how to do your own damn eyebrows. Learn how to put on your own damn lashes. Do your own damn feet and your nails. And stop talking about you don't have enough time. Do it when you're old. Do it when you're old. Because at this point, it's given like we let them in and everybody just come and backstab us at the end of the day. We show them the ropes. They take it and they flip it on us. And everybody just leave us just to be out there by ourselves. Don't nobody help out the black people, the black community. Let's talk about it. But that's all I had to say. Y'all let me know in the comments.
We need to stop giving grace to people who intend to do us harm. Her actions cause harm to everyone in that juke joint. And while I understand her motivations, her feelings were absolutely valid for how she felt in that moment. Her actions are not and will never be. What Grace did was selfish, dangerous, and it was not her permission to give up the only space that was safe for everyone else inside. It's bad enough that her daughter lost her father, but your decision and your choice now meant that your daughter was going to become an orphan, and how is that even better? Let me remind you that Smoke lost his twin brother to being a vampire, and he still was able to make the decision and choice not to put everyone's life in danger by letting them come in. So why do you want to give Grace grace when she made the choice to let them in?
Ryan Coogler did not have to include other non-Black marginalized communities in the movie Sinners, but he did so anyway, and for that I'm very grateful to him. Well, at its core, Sinners is a movie by and for Black people in the Black community. As a source of liberation through music and dance during this time period. Sinners also utilizes vampirism and multiculturalism as a way to have a discussion about how historically non-Black communities have interacted with Black people and Black culture. What I absolutely love about vampires as a monster in the horror genre and in media is that they don't appear monstrous. They can easily blend in, assimilate, conform to civilized society, and be just like any other human being. But it's their seduction tactics and the way they can lure you into their essence and in their darkness. And before you know it, it's too late and they're sucking the life out of you. That's why I think in the context of Sinners, the way they utilize these vampires as a way to showcase how parasitic non-Black people have been around Black people and Black culture. It's the way that other communities, including my own, have culturally appreciated Black culture, but then at times, more often than not, unfortunately, have veered into appropriation, exploiting and profiting off of Black culture. To my point, it's parasitic, and to have these vampires in a way be a metaphor of that, in my opinion, it was very well executed and drove those themes home. I even love that there was one specific vampire characteristic that Sinners utilized very well, and that was the concept of vampires cannot enter a space unless you invite them in. The way that these three vampires, when they said that, oh, we heard Preacher Boy singing and we absolutely loved it and we would love to partake in whatever you're doing, and they were so passive aggressive in wanting to enter this space, this safe space that the twins created with this juke joint. But the twins and the Black characters were actively trying to protect their peace and protect their space from these vampires. It was so invasive and terrifying, but again, like really drove those points home. I also interpreted vampirism in Sinners to be a metaphor and symbolic of white supremacy in America, and how all these people fell victim to vampirism and are victims of white supremacy in this country, from the Ku Klux Klan members becoming vampires. But I also want to take a moment to talk about how complex the character Remick is, and even though on the surface he is the main villain, the main vampire, the movie intentionally emphasized that Remick is an Irish immigrant, and him and his community have suffered their own set of struggles as an Irish immigrant. He too has become a vampire because of what this country has done to him too, while also not taking away that he too benefits from white supremacy as well. And again, personally for me, him doing the Irish jig and them having that moment to play Irish music in that moment, that was probably an act of defiance for a character like Remick, who is an Irish immigrant. And in this Hollywood Reporter interview, Jack O'Connell talks about how Ryan Coogler honored his Irish heritage in that scene. Other cultures and communities that were represented in Sinners, of course, was the Chinese immigrant community, through the characters Grace and Bo Chow, a Chinese immigrant couple that run grocery stores, one grocery store for the white community and the other for the Black community. The way that the Chinese immigrant community and Asian Americans in general are able to interact and exist in those two different worlds speaks to how they can in ways benefit from white supremacy, while simultaneously also be a victim of it too. Also got Native American Indigenous representation in Sinners as well. While it was too brief in my opinion, I still think it made an impact to the overall story. I want to shout out and give credit to the creator that posted this on Threads, and how Black and Native people both being affected by white colonialism, and how in Native American lore they also have vampiric entities in their stories, and the fact that the Native people were vampire hunters in the story, and it speaks to how Native people being the first people on this land, and how they were also probably the first people to be in contact with vampires and monsters like that. This creator's point, it was genius to show them as the knowledge holders and hunters of these entities. I would have loved to see them come back later in the movie Sinners, but again, the small screen time they had in the movie was still impactful. I also forgot to mention that in this scene where Preacher Boy is singing I Lied to You, probably one of, if not the best scene in the movie, where we get to see the legacy of Black music and how it has transformed into so many different genres that are so beloved today. During the shot where we see Grace and Bo Chow dancing as well, the fact that they included traditional dances from the Asian diaspora, correct me if I'm wrong if this is not what we saw in the movie. We also got to see this figure in Southeast Asian folklore, which is Sung Wukong, the Monkey King. Now, the Malaysian actor that played Bo Chow talked about it in an interview that Ryan Coogler and the Sinners team reached out to him to ask what recognizable entities in the Asian diaspora can we include in that scene. The fact that they asked him and the fact that they wanted to include that is so commendable. I love that Sinners was an unapologetically Black movie that paid homage and owed a love letter to Black liberation through music and dance. And even then, Ryan Coogler still wanted to include other communities as well in this story, to maybe possibly further drive home that America is a melting pot, and America's strength is in its diversity. It's important to recognize our dark past and our history as a country in order for history to not repeat itself time and time again. Sinners confronted that dark history while also celebrating the different cultures, especially Black culture, that make up this country. While you did not have to at all, thank you, Ryan Coogler, for including my community and different other non-Black communities in the movie Sinners.
Put Latinos in the movie, and you're still from the biggest Latino vampire movie? Come on, man, that's a bad look.
First and foremost, the movie that man is referencing had an all-white cast. Like, the leads in that movie was white. Latinos were depicted as the villain. Second of all, Ryan Coogler literally had y'all in Black Panther 2 heavily represented. Third of all, when do y'all represent us in y'all's movies? And in y'all's, I ain't never seen no Black people in a telenovela. Like, enough is enough, okay? Nobody owes you anything. You have to work and put the work in and strive and create a lane for yourself the same as everybody else. It's the entitlement for me, especially when a lot of these, but not all, but some of these people are very anti-Black. They don't really bang with us in the real way, only when it's beneficial or when they need something or when they're asking for something. That's the only time they will act like we have some type of alliance going on. And enough is enough. Like, you're not entitled to be included in every single work of art or every single production that a Black person puts together. That's not how this works. And you was just praising him. You was just praising him for having representation. So which one is it? You feel like you're supposed to be included every single time? That's because y'all so used to getting invited to the cookout that now you don't even see it as an opportunity. You don't even see it as something to be appreciated. You think that it's a right. You do not reserve the right to be included in everything that Black people got going on. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Oh, and I have to add that Sinners was an amazing movie, 10s across the board. I will come and give a review sooner than later.
So I took some screenshots of comments randomly because Matthew Torres turned his comment section off because people were coming for him. So on your screen are some of these comments. You can please pause to read. So I was reading comments and I saw loads of comments from the dark-skinned Latinos calling the light-skinned Latinos out for not including them in their movies. It is very obvious that y'all do not like the dark-skinned Latinos just because of the color of their skin. But here you are, crashing out on Ryan Coogler for not including you in his movie. Now, I have a question because this whole thing is not making sense, okay? Why is it that anytime Black people carve out something like carve out a space for Black people, now this is what we're going to do, we are going to do this and that just for Black people. Non-Black people would come on social media crying about inclusion and representation. Now, did y'all remember the Black girl trend? Follow for Black women. White women crashed out. Like, it was crazy. Making videos, some of them crying, asking for inclusion. Can we please normalize letting a certain group of people have their moment anytime they decide to have something for themselves? Is it possible? Do not come on social media crying, asking for inclusion or representation. If they need you, if they want you to feature in, whatever they are doing, they are going to ask for you to come. If they did not ask, please do not. Oh my gosh, I don't know, because this is crazy. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you all think in the comment section, what you have to say. And if you have seen the movie, let us know in the comment. If you haven't seen it as a Black person, please do see the video. Remember, we are supporting our own. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another one. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Y'all have a lovely day. Bye.